So welcome to the We Are Rap virtual hip hop education program. I think this is the first time we've done it through the library for the full program, the full 8 weeks. And we're definitely hoping that we can get as many people in here before the deadline, which is October 9th. So Michael, if you know anybody that you think would be interested, let them know. Let them know it's free. It's going to be dope. We're going to have a good time. Today, we're just going to do a quick introduction, man. It definitely won't be the full 2 hours. We wanted to have an introduction day to kind of, break some ice and show what we've done and show you and the other participants what we're going to be doing for the next 8 weeks. So we'll get into that. We got a quick PowerPoint presentation we're going to pull up. Then we got some videos and some other things we're going to go through as well. So let me get that real quick. All right, let me redo that. Share sound, watch the video. All right, so once again, this is the 2021 Fall Virtual Hip Hop Program of We Are Rap, put on by me, Royce Handy. I go by Sauce, and Cortez Marcel. This is going on from October 2nd through November 20th, every Saturday via Zoom, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Like I said, today we probably won't go to full length, but we want to cover as much introductory stuff as we can. Pictured there on the flyer is me and Cortez sharing our program at 1 Million Cups through the Kaufman Foundation. And then on the left side is some of our students from a previous summer program that we did a song for, a short film, I believe. And then we did like some voiceover work and some other things with them as well. So we'll get into it. All right, so who we are, I'll go and then Tez can go as well. Once again, I am Sauce, we both recording artists. We've toured all around the country with our band called New Black City. We are also hip hop entrepreneurs using We Are Rap, our hip hop program, as a way to not only have a business structure that kind of captures what we love to do with hip hop and rap music, but also show others, students and other people, that you can do something similar as well. We also had a thing called Rap Asylum a few years ago where we had a monthly hip hop show in Kansas City at the Westport Coffee House where we would invite rappers. We would feature a rapper and a producer each time. A lot of rappers was the first time they ever got paid for a performance. We make the flyer, promote it on Facebook, make the event, make the tickets and all of that, and have them invite their people to come out and see them perform. We had like a lot of success with it. We've done all kind of stuff with that. We booked major artists as well on that stage. And we're also community leaders working with various community organizations like Boys and Girls Club, YMCAs, Mid-Continent Public Library. And we've worked with like tons of people from the mayor to, state representatives, etc. And we've done a bunch of teaching around and a bunch of speaking about hip hop and how to influence youth with hip hop as well. So that's kind of a brief overview of who we are personally and kind of, showing the different sides of how we got to, where we are today. So
Yeah.
go ahead.
Oh, you want to go? No, you good. My bad.
No, I was going to say, I mentioned before that we worked with the Mayor Sly James. This actually was our first, one of our first full programs in 2017. We worked with the mayor down at Teens in Transition, and it was real cool because we didn't know exactly what type of role he had in it, but we came in, we did the program, they loved it, and then at the end of it, they had like a thing where they like show all the presentations. So it wasn't just rap, it was like art, it was food and like different little classes for kids in the summer. And out of all of them, ours, like they loved ours the best. We shot a music video with our students that we're going to play a little bit later. We did a couple songs with them, and like it just went over real well. And like the mayor, he wanted to take a picture with our students that you see right there and us, and it was real cool. So that's some of the work we've done, along with Front Porch Alliance. I know Tez has a class at a school right now.
Yep, Genesis. Yep.
Genesis. And we worked with City and Mission, Boys and Girls Club. I mentioned it before. And how we got started, we met with Damon Daniels of the Ad Hoc Group Against Crime. He was trying to figure out a way to be proactive in our local schools and use the language of rap, and kind of our culture of hip hop, and figure out how we can get teens and youth involved in making some music, and combating some of the violence and things like that. It didn't work out exactly how we had planned, but we kept the idea alive, and we started our first pilot program, and then we worked with the mayor, and from there we've been working with it every year. So the base of what We Are Rap is and what our program is mixing hip hop with education. So you got this term they call hip hop education, and it's defined by Christopher Emden. He's one of the leading hip hop educators in America. And it's an approach to teaching and learning that focuses on the use of hip hop culture and its elements in teaching and learning, both within and outside of the traditional schools. Where we fit in and what makes us different is that We Are Rap is not only using that definition for our program, we are actually trying to develop urban youth leaders and thinkers via hip hop. And we also provide a structured space to produce thought-provoking and culturally relevant art. So we're not only just dealing with talking about or using hip hop to teach math or something like that. Like, we're actually making music. We're shooting videos. We're showing students how to get their stuff on Spotify, how to make money, as well. So on top of that, learning about creative writing, and why rap is such an important art form among other creative writing forms like poetry, etc. Technology. When we do our in-person meetings, we show students how to basically hook up a studio. Cortez has all types of music equipment where he shows, students how to hook up the microphone, headphones, the programs, etc. And entrepreneurship, business via the music industry, how to make money on and off the stage in the music industry. So all that goes into it. We talk about rap history, how did it start, where did it come from, literary techniques, how to create content, writing, purchasing music, how to buy a beat offline, how to own it, how to register it on BMI, your songs and stuff like that. And then we go through the production and recording and creating a final product. So another aspect of ours is showing how there are various career opportunities in hip hop in general, on and off the stage. And there's a lot of ways that people who are involved in hip hop has used it as a way to, enter into other fields. If you look up hip hop education and hip hop on Google, you'll see Royce Scott of Healthy Hip Hop. He's from Kansas City. He started a program. It's aimed more at younger kids with like working out and staying healthy and getting good grades and stuff like that. But he still uses hip hop to get these kids linked into into his program. And I mean, his program is huge. He's been on TV. He's worked with the LeBron James Foundation. He's worked with like national brands. He's been on Shark Tank. Like, it's real dope what he does. And then you got James Suge Easy Singleton of the Break Free Hip Hop School out in, I think it's in Overland Park, Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. He has a whole school. Like, you can just you can take classes there if you want to learn how to do graffiti, if you want to learn how to break dance, if you want to learn like all these other different elements of hip hop. I'm not sure if he's doing rap right now, but he is doing the other cultural things that go along with that. And then you have like Nas, who's one of the hip hop greats. He has a fellowship at Harvard. You have Nelly from St. Louis, Grammy Award winning rapper. He started a 2-year degree at a local school for recording engineer and production. One of my friends actually went through it and got his degree for recording through Nelly's school. And you got Ninth Wonder, Grammy Award winning producer. He's produced for Jay-Z and a lot of big names. He's a music professor and a lecturer of hip hop history. And then recently, we just found out that Tay Keith, he's a younger producer. I think he produced Sicko Mode by Travis Scott and Drake. Tay Keith just got he is an honorary professor at his alma mater at the college he went to. So that's him right here with the Gucci, with all Gucci on. He just got his degree. He became an honorary professor at Middle Tennessee State University. So this is the school he went to, and he produced Block Boy JB's "Look Alive." That beat is crazy. He produced "Lil Baby's Never Recovered." Drake's. Oh, he did Nonstop too. I didn't know that, but he did Sicko Mode as well. You know, those beats is crazy. So that's him again. And also with that, you know, him being an honorary professor, not only coming to do lectures and stuff like that, but his label started an internship program at the school where they have a brand new studio there. You can go there and work directly with him and his staff and learn about the music industry business and all these type of things as well. So I think that's very dope. I love to see rappers in the industry, man, who are giving back to the community and giving back to their schools and their cities and where they're from. I think that's real dope that he did that. So let's finish this up. So we got Mariah Parker. This is the lady we met on tour in Birmingham, Alabama a few years ago. She's a rapper and a teaching assistant. At that time, she was finishing up her PhD, so I'm pretty sure she's Dr. Mariah Parker. And she also was a county commissioner in Athens, Georgia. So not only is she rapping and on tour like we met her, but she's also in school, she's getting her degree, and she's in politics as well. So there's many ways that people are involved in what they do with hip hop, with education on, you know, high school level, college level, elementary level, like Royce Scott does, in the political arena as well. So and we'll go through more of those things as we, you know, expand upon the program and get more through it. So you also have sound, media, recording, stage production, all of these things that don't involve necessarily rapping, but actually make, you know, the performance look better. You know, you got role managers, so many different ways that people are making careers that involve hip hop. And let's see. So on the left side, you got Nelly in his classroom when his school first opened. In the middle, you have Nas at the Hip Hop Archive Research Institute, which is at Harvard. That's a huge thing. And then the last photo is Mariah Parker performing live. So another way that we've seen career opportunities and different entrepreneurial opportunities happen is something that we've worked on and we announced recently is our rap bus. So we recently acquired a bus, and Tez can tell you a little bit more about what's in it and what we're going to be doing with it.
Yeah. Michael, man, what's up, man? I want to hear your voice. Kind of broken up a little bit.
Yeah, my computer's kind of slow, at least when doing this.
It's all good, man. Just wanted to hear from you, man. Say thank you for joining. Glad you're here, and definitely, like Saul said, tell more of your friends about what we got going on, because I feel like it's gonna be really cool. But yeah, like Sauce was saying, we acquired a rap bus, and the idea for it was to Well, in my opinion, how it really came about was this idea that, like, when we like Sasha said, we taught so many places, we've been so many places, and sometimes we run into issues as relates to like transportation, like kids getting to the place or whatever. So we said, well, instead of us having to heavily rely upon, you know, a physical location for everything that we do, how about we just do a version of what we do and put it on a bus, right? So the bus, once it's complete, um, we'll have a full recording studio on there, probably several workstations. We'll have TVs for gaming, where you can watch stuff, game. We'll have some karaoke stuff on there. So it really be like, I know you've probably been on a what they call a game truck or something like that, maybe. Um, it'll be our version of that, you know. And we'll have like the curriculum. We'll have so many writing sessions. We'll bring on hip hop producers and have beat sessions and just all kind of crazy cool things is what we want to try and do with the rap bus, and keeping our partnerships in there with like mid continent public library, right? And involving you know, the different organizations to come on and bring students and etc. onto the bus. So what you're getting here is just a taste of what we'll try to do with the bus. So when you get done here, we can put you on the bus, and maybe you could teach some stuff to some people.
Yep.
Yeah. So that would be pretty cool too. So yeah, that's the rap bus. So it's under development right now. But you'll hear more about it once it's ready.
Yeah. So this is like something that, you know, from researching, we've only seen one other person in the country who has something similar to this, and it's a young lady, I think in Washington D.C. And hers isn't quite like ours though. Hers is an actual recording studio. Like you can book it, you know, pay your little $30 an hour and say, "Hey, pull up to the house. We want to record," and get on the bus and record. She'll mix and master your stuff or whatever. We will do all of that, but also provide just regular entertainment, you know, for youth programming. You can actually come on board. We'll teach the program there, etc. So it's going to house more. But the good thing is that we have it. It's getting started, and we definitely excited about this as well. And just another model and another way that people are creating very unique things out of hip hop. So, and that's what we want to do with this program. Like, we just want to use what, you know, what has inspired us, what's obviously inspired you and other students around the world. I mean, hip hop is the voice of it's the voice of the world right now. You know, everybody's using hip hop. I mean, from Pepsi to, you know, whoever, you know. So I know you just seen the news about the Super Bowl. The next Super Bowl performance is going to be like Kendrick, Snoop,
Crazy.
Eminem, Dr. Dre. Like that's never been done before, you know.
Right.
So to see things like that happen, we know that hip hop is alive and well, and not only being a participant in it, but being someone who's, you know, who's influenced by the culture, but also who wants to be involved in the ways that you can make a living within this realm as well. So what else is on? We are rap. That's just a little video about when we introduced it. I think that might be it.
You got any questions so far, Michael? You got any? Do you go ahead? You got any hip hop background? Do you rap? Do you sing? Like, what do you think? What you doing musically?
It was breaking up. I can't hear what you said.
You can hear what I said? Okay. No, I just was asking, do you rap or do anything now?
No, not really. I just really listen to music and I just know a lot about it. Not really how to make it, but like just music in general.
Okay. Who you listening to? What you got spinning right now?
Uh, I like Kendrick Lamar's kind of back. I've been listening to his songs he made with those two songs he made with Baby Keem. I'm listening to those a lot. Kendrick's my favorite rapper, and yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah, Family Ties.
mhm.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what's up. Is that so? You said Kendrick your favorite rapper. You listening to anybody else? Just Kendrick.
I listen to a lot of stuff. Kendrick, J. Cole, Lil Baby, what's his name? And listen to a lot of old stuff too, you know, Tupac, Dre, Snoop, all that. I listen to a lot of stuff.
Dope, dope, dope.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, some of my favorite, I guess my all time, like that top, that top five conversation. Some of my favorites, Biggie, the classic people like that. Of course, Kendrick, the J. Cole. Drake has been moving up a little bit more on my list in general. I wasn't really a big fan of Drake until Views came out. And when Views came out, I mean, I knew he could rap, but I just didn't never pay attention to him. But when Views came out, I was like, yo, he actually can really rap. And I like Certified Lover Boy. I liked it better than Donda, but I like Donda too. Kanye has his own little thing. A lot of the newer people I like Lil Tecca. I like of course Lil Baby and like Dirk and people like that. Yeah, so what I'm listening to right now, I'm listening to Expensive Pain. I'm listening to some new Griselda stuff, Westside Gun. One of the producers for the Griselda camp is from Kansas City. And he's blowing up right now. He did one song with him and they loved it. He's been on like every album since, and so like he's got like platinum plaques and stuff now, So I'm waiting for Rick Ross' new album to drop. I'm waiting for everybody's waiting for Kendrick, of course. And then who else have I been listening to? ESTG. 42 Doug from Detroit. I've been listening to a lot of Detroit rap. Bodie James, a lot of the underground stuff out there. I think they got an amazing rap scene, even outside of Eminem and outside of Royce the 5'9", all the well-known names. But I think the underground scene is real dope right now. So,
yeah.
But yeah, what about you, Tez?
Man, so I mean, honestly, I haven't really artists that I like. My favorites. I mean, obviously, like I said, I grew up listening to a lot of West Coast music. One of my favorite rapper go by the name of Mac Ma. I just liked his storytelling ability, and I mean, just kind of grew up listening to him. E40 was one of my favorites. My cousin, you know E40 is? You know E40. Yeah, so my cousin, his name is Mike Mosley. He's actually a hip hop pioneer legend on the West Coast. And he was E40's producer for years. He's produced for Tupac, E40. I mean, anybody you can name, you ask about Mike Mosley, he's well known in the producer realm, especially on the West Coast, and pioneered that mob music sound is what they used to call it. So that was really all that was in my ears as a kid. Obviously, having a family member in the music industry, that's what just West Coast music was in my ears. And then of course the Pops. People like that were my favorites. But then, like I said, even more recent, I love Kendrick Lamar. I mean, he's incredible. Who else? I like J. Cole, Jid. I really like Jid. He up and coming. So I really like that Dreamville camp. I like what they doing over there. They pushing hard. Let's see, who am I listening to now? Honestly, I haven't really tapped in. I did just start listening to the new Meek, like Sauce mentioned, this morning. So I'm still checking him out. I listened to the Donda, but it was a little too I don't know, like melancholy and I don't know, So it just didn't give me that, that what I wanted, man. I've been wanting somebody that can cover something really hard. So it was cool. It was cool. Drake, on the other hand, like, yeah, I listen to Drake. I know Sauce been trying to put me up, but he been saying it. So I might have to give Drake another listen. I know what to expect from Drake. And I respect and I really appreciate what he does. And he can rap. He can rap. He's always been able to rap, but his music just ain't never stuck to me. It just was so predictable, and I could just I just know what he's bringing. Super talented. But yeah. Outside of him, I haven't really had too many people that I've been listening to outside of those, to name a few, lately, because ain't nothing really just popped out. I've been waiting on something to just say, oh my God, this is incredible. And I ain't had that yet in a minute. So we'll see what's to come.
Did you listen to that Baby Keem album?
Not the whole album. Only thing I've heard was the Family Ties and the other one, the Kendrick, what's it called?
Range Brothers.
Range Brothers. Yeah, I listened to the two of them. I gotta go back and listen to King.
Yeah, I actually like the album. He's got a few. He got a few features. He got like Travis Scott on there, a few other people. He's got a couple songs that are really really dope. But then a lot of his stuff is just like it's kind of out there, creative wise. But it's dope. I think what he's doing, nobody else is doing it. But I liked it on the first hand. I got to go back and listen to it. I also liked G Herbo's new album. I'm a huge fan of Chicago rap scene as well. But I really like G Herbo's album. I thought it was dope. So 11:32. Let's see here. So
Mike, I was gonna ask you, man, if it's something that you wish to kind of learn out of what what you've heard so far, what stands out the most to you? Are you more interested in writing? I mean, what do you feel like you want to go?
I mean, yeah, I'd probably say writing. I like writing. I think I'm pretty good at it, and so writing is kind of one of my, if how do I say, like, out of hobbies that I like, that's the most school related, then writing would probably be my favorite out of all of those. Because I write a lot. I just I don't really have time to like write what I want typically anymore because I got school, so I really just spend time being able to just write freely and learning a little bit more about music and kind of the behind the scenes stuff about it. That's pretty interesting too.
Dope. We definitely gonna talk a lot about writing and the seriousness of hip hop writing. When I've talked about rap with other people in other musical, even in other musical genres, like rap is never seen as a very important writing art form. Like it is actual, it's an actual art form, and I think that it deserves the respect that poetry gets, that movie makers get. When they write a script, that's all a rap is. It's a script. You know what I'm saying? So you listen to Biggie's "Who Shot You" or whatever. Listen to Tupac's "Brenda's Got a Baby." Like that could be a movie. So I always like focusing on the writing, and to this day I try to write as much as possible. I do some freestyling, but I try to write I just love the process of it, thinking about it, writing it, going back, revising it, reciting it to myself, making sure it look right to me, so when I deliver it, when I communicate it, I know it's as good as I could make it, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully the listener likes it. But I think the writing part is something very important, and I think it's something also that's kind of missing in today's new age of hip hop. It's so easy to just get in there and freestyle, come up with something catchy, but we always see the artists who have lasted throughout time are these incredible writers and storytellers. Like, you can't mention the top five without talking about Tupac, Biggie, Scarface, these type of guys who, right. These dudes were like delivering novels to us, So with that, I'm gonna show us an overview of what we're gonna learn each week. So let me find it real quick. All right, here we go. All right. So we already talked about our objectives and what we do the program for. Of course, today is the intro. We just, trying to figure everything out. I do have a syllabus that we'll be creating just to offer some extra stuff, some extracurricular stuff for the people who are really interested, like you with writing. I have a book that I've used for writing and a couple websites that I use for writing as well that I'll be able to share with you on that. So we talked about, career opportunities already, but we'll talk about some more stuff here in a minute. Next week, we'll talk about what is rap, specifically talking more about rap as an actual art form, as a language that's used all across the world. So students will learn the functions of any tools we will use, and will be introduced to music appreciation. Students will learn the basis of hip hop songwriting, arrangement, how it relates to other creative writing art forms. Students will learn the importance of rhyme, lyrical technique, and more. Number 3, and we're going to try to do this as virtual as possible, but students will learn to set up a music studio and will virtually assist with setup, including running wires, soundproofing, connecting instruments, etc. The coaches our instructors, us, will continue to assist students in songwriting. The music appreciation component for this week will entail studying great songwriters. We'll have a little bit of homework for that day as well. The 4th day, week 4, we will start looking at beats, learn about some local producers that are doing some really dope things in the music industry, like some local guys from Kansas City that's got platinum plaques. They got Grammy nominations. They really doing some dope things. We will also learn about how to purchase beats. How do you own your beats? What type of contracts come with beats? You probably already know about, people that are leasing beats or just downloading beats off YouTube. We'll learn about all of that, the good and the bad of that. We will talk about different software programs, learn about adjustments as far as your levels and mixing, a little bit of that. And then we'll start talking about our final project and what we want to see come from this program, and how we can create something that mid-continent can use as well, to show the work that is going on with the participants in hip hop. Week 5, we will talk about the project and the mini contests we're putting together. We will continue from week 4, and hopefully by this time we could choose a beat that we want, choose the content or whatever we want to talk about, and then actually start working through creating our own rap, creating our own piece. All you will need by then is a recording device. So, your phone or a, like a voice recorder or something, and something that can capture a video. A phone is perfect, and a playback device that can play the instrumental. So a phone and a speaker, etc. So you have your Bluetooth speaker with your phone. You can do all of that all in one. Week 6, we will be continuing that. Students will focus on creating and finishing their own works for the contest. Some more homework will be given, just to kind of enhance what we're doing. And then week 7, we will work on getting everything done. Like, this is the week that we're trying to make sure that, we got the best 16 bars out of the group. We make sure our video is on point, and we ready to share. In week 8, we wanted to have like a listening party. We can't be in person right now, but we still want to have that kind of idea. The listening party is something very important in hip hop. I know Tez has had a few of them. Tez had a listening party in Omaha, Nebraska that was real dope. No, Lincoln, Nebraska, that was real dope.
It was in Omaha.
Yeah, it was Omaha. Yeah, okay, Omaha.
Yep,
and it was at a real dope record shop. And it was like the first time that any of us have ever had like a listening party in another state, and like people came out, and it was dope. So the listening party is a very important thing. So this is like the last class, the outro, when everybody's gonna submit their projects. We're gonna do a short evaluation of the class. If anybody wants to do anything, we want to play any songs that you like or whatever, we do all type of stuff like that. just a small celebration, man, and appreciation of you guys for participating. And for those who want to, you can actually share what you created, whether it's something you just made and you didn't use for the contest, or it's whatever you had, whatever you feel like. Maybe it's something you wrote a long time ago, whatever. But this is the time that we'll be able to share with each other. I know I'm going to be sharing some new stuff I'm working on, some unreleased songs that nobody has heard, and just talking about some other things that I have going on as well. So, yeah, and we can add or subtract to this as much as possible, whatever, So since we know that you really like the writing, we want to make sure we really hit on the writing part. So maybe we'll spend some good time on that as well. But that's kind of a general overview of what we'll be learning and what we'll be going through to actually create something with the program. So hopefully that sounds interesting to you. Good. All
right. So I think Sauce has a few things that we worked on. Are we going there?
Yep.
That we've worked on with other youth, other teenagers. One in particular is with teens in transition, and we did a program with them. I think we did this in 4 weeks.
Yep.
4 weeks. We had them come in. We set up the studio. We went through some sessions, writing sessions, things of that nature, everything that you'll be learning. And then they was able to actually go in the studio and record to this beat of cipher. You've seen a cipher, right? It was like one person rapping, another person come up and rap, etc. So we did that version for this video, for that group, and we came up with a video with it, shot by Cole DeRoos. And the dopest thing about this beat in particular, it's a J Love beat, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so J Love is from Kansas City. Actually, one of Sauce's, I'm good friends with him, but the Sauce has been knowing this guy for a very long time. And this guy, man, I mean, he's got some accomplishments and a lot of crazy things going on. He's working with Rick Ross, and man, he's got, what else he got going on? I know you know.
Well, Rick Ross' last album, the song that he did, that album went #1. He got a #1 plaque from that. And then he worked with R&B. He did an R&B record for Seven Streeter. She's a famous R&B singer. Her album was like top 10 Billboard as well. So I know he's going to be getting a plaque for that. He's also produced for like Lecrae and some other people like that too. Like Lecrae's a Grammy Award winning rapper. So he's done some things, man. He's got some stuff up under his belt right now. Like he was on Instagram and he was at Rick Ross' house, like chilling with him, like at his house. Like, hey, I'm at Rick Ross' house, man. We making some beats. Like, bro, you from Kansas City? What you doing at Rick Ross' house?
And this is also it's cool, so crazy because this is a guy that's been in our circle, I mean, for a while, man, and he's been grinding it and putting in work just like us, man. And to see him, blow up the way that he's blowing up, man, is really dope to see. Because it's like you'll see it, Michael. It's like, you see some of your friends or somebody just do something that's amazing. You're like, dang, I know that person. You know what I'm saying? Or you might be that person. You know what I'm saying? And we'll come back and see you and say, hey, we was with Michael. We taught Michael and we R.A.P. So yeah, man. You want to run that?
Yeah. All right.
This is gonna be a problem. This is the TNT Cypher. You about to hear from the future. First up, we got Lil Kira. Let them know what's up.
I don't wanna lose my period, thought I wouldn't make it, thought I would fake it. Tell I'm the greatest on the ring thing, hear me one times, get harping one foot in front of another. I flip the whole world by my sisters, my brothers. Turn around and get a whole thing to my father. I just wanna see him happy cause I really, really love him. And I just learned patience. How you gotta rock with yourself, I ain't a hater, hurt they flocking, but I'm flocking as well. Every time I say something, it gotta be real. Go out and get it, stack it up and put that box on the shelf. More of the story, get paper and feed your fam. Every time I feel lost, I float like Peter Pan. You are not a boss, can't picture you being a man. Seems so far away, but the picture's in my hand. Visions on my goals, focus on my paper.
Boy, I'm solid in the struggle. Always survive big hustle. Big dude, big muscle. Old father couldn't trust me. Had calls coming in, so you know I answered them. Big dude, big muscle. Big dude, so you know I hit a 10.
You don't know about the struggle. 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 You don't know about the struggle.
Yeah, look, let me tell you about my life. All my life had a struggle. I come from nothing, being broke, trying to hustle. Seeing people struggling. Look back at my life, think about my family, cause I love them. No sisters, no brothers, standing on my 10. I know the boys wanna count me out. It's mandatory, I'm gon' win.
Let them know, Rick, what's up?
You don't know about the struggle. Raised in Missouri, all we know is hustle. Count big bucks, you call me Bill Russ. Raised in the hood, they all call me Muscle. Money to the top, you can only trust a few. I'm tired of losing, try to get it how I do. All my life been counted out. People thought that I was down and out. Had to show them what the real was, so I don't be the one with my hand out.
No handouts. This is the future. TNT Cypher.
You don't know about the struggle. 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 You don't know about the struggle.
What you know about the struggle? We just want to see change in our city. This is the TNT Cypher. My name is Cortez Marcel. I got my homie Sauce with me. And we are rap. You dig that? Let's go.
You don't know about the struggle. 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 You don't know about the struggle.
Yep. What you think? Still there, Mike? There you go.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so that was the very first one we shot. We've shot a couple more since then, and we were trying to figure out, what the students wanted to talk about, and we had to go through and buy the beat, show them how to buy the beat. Tez brought the recording studio right to the place. We set it up. We took a few days recording, and it's funny because the first person that went, Kira, she was the only girl in the class, wasn't she?
She was. Yep.
And all her siblings are all brothers. Like, she has nothing but brothers, and they're kind of older, and I guess they rap. So she was kind of used to being around rap, and she wrote her verse. And everybody had already wrote their verse stuff. Yeah, I'm about to kill it, boy. I'm about to go in there and kill it. Well, she spit hers, and all the boys is like, yo, I'm about to rap. I'm about to do my stuff over. I'm about to make my verse again, because she was killing it. And it was just funny, man. But so we let her go first. We're like, we're gonna start it off and just kill it. So that was a great time, man. We had one of our videographers that we've used personally come out, shoot the video. We knocked it out in like a day and presented it, man. And that's the one where the mayor was there, Mayor Sly James at that time. And they loved it. Like, we got standing ovation. Like, they loved it. Pitch Magazine came through and wrote an article about us and what we did that day. And it was just a good time, man. So we're looking to recreate those memories and those experiences, and also, those things for students to, they might not ever be rappers in their life, but for them to be able to say, you know what, I did this, I did something, is more than enough for us. Hip hop belongs to the youth, and it's the voice of the culture. And it doesn't matter if you big or small in it or whatever, man. Like, whatever you want to do in it, you can. It's like blown wide open now, man. If you want to make beats for yourself just to listen to, hey, go ahead and do it. I know a guy that just put out a beat tape. I don't know if he even sell beats, but he just made a beat tape and put it out. And he's like, yo, listen to my beat tape. He just loved music. You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing we're definitely proud of, man. Just being able to have a platform that, that the youth can use to, experience hip hop. So, we've done a few other songs. We did the Rock the Block theme song. the following year, we did Mayor's Nights. We did a program down on 18th Divine. We did a cipher called Big Dreams for Cornerstones of Care. Now, these were more of middle school age students. They were a little bit younger, but they still wrote their own stuff, man, and knocked it out. It was dope. We did 2 songs with them. And then we did a song for a short film that they shot out in South Kansas City, in the Ruskin area. Just basically talking about growing up in South Kansas City. And yeah, so and outside of that too, we've also done some more programs with Mid-Continent. We've done some writing workshops. We've done some community events where we've hosted like performances where people can come on stage and perform. You know, they'll win a prize or something.
We got a song with Mid-Continent too.
Oh, yeah. So we
yeah.
did a song. Yeah, we did a song. When was that? 2019.
Yeah.
We did a song with Mid-Continent. We did their summer youth
Summer library program.
Yeah, the reading, the library program.
Yeah, I was there at that performance. You guys did fantastic.
You was at the one in Lee Summit? I mean,
yeah.
Okay.
At Legacy Park.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, so we did a big performance out in Legacy Park. We had like props on stage and stuff and everything. We had our whole band out there. But also with that, we also performed at the Royal Stadium and for a library night at the K. And that was real cool because I've never performed at the Royal Stadium. I don't know any rappers that ever performed at the Royal Stadium. So to say that me and Tez was probably maybe the first. I mean, Tech Nine rap there. I don't know. I know he's probably done the Chiefs Stadium, you know, but the Royals, I don't know. The Royals, they don't seem like they let a lot of rap in there. So we did this song. I should have pulled that song up to play. We'll play it next week or something.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll play it next week. But we did this song. It was a dope song too, and they really liked it. Like we had librarians hitting us up, contacting us, saying, "Hey, we listened to your song at our morning meeting." You know, it was real cool. But we did the Royal Stadium, and that was dope. And we've done some other stuff with Mid-Continent as well, man, throughout the years. So it's great being able to figure out something. You know, we're still in the the COVID thing, man. So to be able to come up with a virtual program, it's been great. So man, we thankful that you're here. And once again, if you know anybody that's interested, man, like please let them know and have them join us next week again. So we've got a few more things we're gonna go through, man, and we're gonna call it a day. And then next week we'll be ready for a full day, man. We're gonna have a lot of stuff to go through and learn about. So I have a handout that I'm gonna have. You have all of the participants' emails, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna have a few things to send out to them, and I'm just gonna show one quickly. I'm not gonna go over it fully because I want to break down a little bit more of it, but this is gonna be like an example. Let's see where it is exactly. Oh, there we go. So like when it comes to the writing, this is something like on the creative writing side of hip hop. And I'm going to send this to you as well, and we'll go through it a little bit more. But this whole thing, man, I've kind of been piecing together over the years from various sources and just digging more into rap as an art form, man, and how important it is and how it's grown over the years, and like how it's embodied all of these different types of languages, from the English language, of course, to Ebonics, street vernacular, etc., man, and put it all together and has been able to communicate these stories and these messages since it was started. So you got, the flow, you got your delivery, you got the different styles. And I'm going to update this too, because there's some new stuff out now, some new styles that people have come up with. I definitely got to put the triplet in there. The Versace, that I got to put that in there, because and we'll talk about that more. I have a video on that as well, but like that is actual a musical. That's like a musical. I forgot the term, but it's like used in like classical music. And for the Migos to come out with that style, man, and like all the rappers rap like that now. And so I got to put that in there as styles. But then you have, of course, the rhyme. We got a video talking about the importance of rhyme and how it has evolved from, you know, Curtis Blow to Biggie to, you know, Kendrick Lamar to Eminem, how rhyming and the ways that rappers rhyme, Andre 3000 as well, and the complexities of how they use rhyme to continue the musicality and you know and set rap apart from other creative writing forms. Of course, you have your subject matter, your content. You know, you got your when Ice Cube and them hit the scene with the gangster rap to, you know, you got, you know, your love song raps, you got, you know, all your different types of styles and different content. You have your diction and dialect, you know what I'm saying? Where you're from determines how you sound, what type of words you might use, you know? So if you're in the Bay Area, you know, you're going to sound, you know, in Kansas City, you know, kind of plays off the Bay Area a little bit. But if you're in Chicago, you're going to use certain words. If you're in Detroit, you're going to use certain words. Atlanta, you're going to sound a certain way. And you can kind of tell, you know, you listen to a new rapper, like, man, where he from? He sound like he's from New York, you know? So that's a very important part of the writing as well. And you have freestyle and battle rap, of course, which is one of the foundations of rap in general, and how it evolved. And I mean, battle rap right now is huge. We also have another local friend who is a huge battle rapper right now. He's been on URL. Well, he hasn't been on URL, but he's battled URL battle rappers. He's battled in England, Canada. He's battled like all over the world, man. Like this is like his full-time thing. He's a full-time battle rapper. He's been on pay-per-view. Like he's huge, and you know, and it's like the guy I used to be with like all the time in the studio with, and now he's like one of the most sought after battle rappers in the world. You know, it's kind of crazy. So we'll get more into that next week, of course, and really dive into that writing part. I wanted to touch on too, just there's so many different ways you can start writing your own raps. Like I started by listening, like I was a hip hop fanatic back in my day. When I was younger, man, like I could sit in the room and just listen to the same album over and over and over again and just imagine that it was me rapping it. I used to memorize every song on the radio from the Master P, Tupac, Biggie. They used to call me the human jukebox in elementary because any song they said, okay, Going Back to Cali by Biggie Smalls. I could rap it word for word, like any song. So like that's where my love came in and kind of where I got into developing my own. And I know it's probably like that for a lot of people, but I used to listen to it and say, you know what, I want to tell my own stories. I want to tell my story. I want to talk about what I see and what I experience. And from there, I started writing. And I started off by writing down the raps of the other rappers. I would try to, you know, before they had, what is it called? Genius.com, where you can go look up the lyrics, or AZ lyrics. You know, before all that, I would write down the lyrics myself and try to learn what they were, learn what it meant, etc. And like that kind of helped me develop like learning about writing my own. And back then, like the songs were longer on the radio, so you could like take the end of a song, take that instrumental part with no voices on it, and we used to have like karaoke machines where you would like have one tape side that have like the instrumental and one tape side you can record on, and you use the microphone and try to record it together. And it was kind of difficult, but it worked sometimes. And we would do that, man, with other instrumentals. And I noticed a big thing with mixtapes, but like I'm saying all this to say, like that's how I figured out the way to get started writing my own raps. And from there, you know, you really get to see how hip hop affects people all over the world. in all different type of countries, man. And I've met rappers from all over the world. I just did a music program through a music fellowship, and I met musicians from everywhere. But I met a couple rappers from like Cuba, from the Middle East, and it's just interesting, man, seeing like how far hip hop has traveled throughout the world. It's one thing specifically in Saudi Arabia. A few years ago, a young lady came out with a rap. So in Saudi Arabia, women couldn't drive until 2018. I know this very weird, but it was a law. Like women couldn't drive; they couldn't be found. Like it was illegal. Like you can go to jail, and they basically fought against it and got the law removed. And women were celebrating. And the first piece of news that came out about the actual law, I mean, outside of the actual law being taken down, was that a young lady came up with a rap, and she shot a music video driving in the car, basically like rapping about, we driving now, like, and it's kind of dope actually. Like the beat is hard. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up real quick. I don't even have it yet, but I'm gonna see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Here it is right here. And this was in the Rolling Stone. So like this was like a huge thing, man. And she went viral with it. She probably got like 1 million followers now. I don't know. But check this out. All right, so Saudi female rapper celebrates lift of driving ban with the new video. And what year was this? This was 2018, June 29th. So like this was like the first big news, man, to come out. Was this video she shot. So I'm just gonna watch a little bit of it.
تحسبني امزح هي ناسي هي لا تكون ناسي تحسبني امزح هي لا تكون ناسي انه اليوم 10 يعني ما في تكاسي الطارة بين يدي الدعسة تحت رجلي ما بطلب احد يوصلني حخدم نفسي بنفسي الرخصة جاهزة معايا شدي الحزام فوق العباية وانتي ماشي خلي عينك على الرصيف وعين على المراية ار ترجعي ودي سيدة انتبهي من كل حديدة لو كانت فوض ولا كرسيدة حياتك ما بتكون سعيدة تعالي مريني وديني جيبيني كده بتخرب الخطة لو تبوني اجيكم لازم كل واحدة تدفع القطة قطة البنزين فيها لا تستهين دين واذا رقبتي ولا دفعتي هذا عليك الدين انتبهي تسكي الباب بقوة لكن زمان دحين.
All right, so I just want to show a little bit of that now. I don't know what she's saying, but it's hard.
I know it sounds good though.
Like, yo, she's spitting.
The cadence is dope.
She obviously spitting, but I don't know what she's saying, but it's dope. But to see how hip hop can take a huge political thing like that, like lifting the ban of women driving, and spread the message of that through a music video and rap, like it makes me so proud to be a part of this culture and so proud to do what we're doing, and just more appreciative of how far hip hop has come and how it's grown. I mean, people all over the world are taking it seriously, of course, so we should too, and we should embrace it and use it as much as possible, man. So you already know we got protest songs over here. When the Black Lives Matter movement was at its peak, Kendrick Lamar's "We Gonna Be All Right" was the song that you heard at every protest. J. Cole's "Be Free" was a huge success, a huge protest song. And we've been having protest songs. I mean, hip hop was born out of protest. So we've been having protest songs, Public Enemy and all these Kool Moe Dee and Grandmaster Flash, all these, legends. All they talked about was social issues. So that's another thing when we get into the content part, we'll dive more into, how hip hop has evolved and throughout the years. So any questions, man? You got any questions about anything we've talked about? Nope. All right, cool. Well, yeah, like I said, today's gonna be a short one, man. I think everything else we're gonna email you a couple things over, and oh yeah, so check that chat. Look in the chat box too. They want you to check out that survey in the chat box. But we're gonna send you a couple things to your email, so be on the lookout for those for the next class. And like I said, if you know anybody, man, that might be interested, man, please have them register. Show them how to register. And man, we appreciate you, and very nice to meet you for sure.
Yep.
All right, so it sounds like we're pretty much on. Yeah, Michael, if you don't mind, that survey is going to take you like no time at all. It's just like click a couple buttons and you're done. It just helps us out a lot, so we appreciate you doing that. Let's see. I think I'm going to go ahead and reclaim host real quick, and I'll go ahead and I think we're pretty much good to go. So I'll go ahead and stop the recording. Let's see.